Welcome to Scream Queen's Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. Oh, that is your final girl.
Hey, it's me.
Oh, Miss Justine. And I am your sole survivor, Mr. Josh.
Mr. Josh.
Hey, and we are heading to Tulsa town.
Tulsa, okay.
It's it's the early days of December. We are heading up to Tulsa to visit a German Christmas market, a traditional German Christmas market.
Yes.
It
has a German traditional name.
There'll be all kinds of Deutsch shit. No, Deutschmark, like
Jeez.
No. You didn't like that?
I did. My face when you said that was probably like, ew.
You're like, oh.
Ew, stinky poo poo.
No, we're not buying poo. We're gonna go buy.
We're gonna look at what they have, and then we're gonna report back.
we're gonna check this out, but we do know we're gonna eat some stuff, right?
Yes, there's definitely going to be some German cuisine.
That's exciting.
Yes.
I love some German cuisine.
You like some sausage?
Girl, don't get me started.
Hey, girl.
But hey, we're doing some German shit.
Yeah, we are doing some German stuff.
Yep. We're a traditional German Christmas market.
Yeah, we're gonna have a traditional German day.
Did we say that yet? So hey,
we're gonna cover
Krampus.
Krampus. We're gonna refuse to call it Krampus. No, I'm kidding. We'll call it Krampus. But...
Yes, Krampus, the 2015 Michael Dougherty. No, his name's Michael Dougherty, but I like to be all like Scottish. Why we do
He likes to be things other than
myself.
Himself.
I'm hiding from myself, Justine. I hide in character.
Where are you?
So yes, Krampus.
We're gonna cover Krampus.
Have you guys seen it?
Have you actually seen Krampus, Josh?
Yes, we saw it together in the movie theater a couple years ago, best friend.
I mean the actual Krampus. You know,
no, I was always a good boy. He never visited me.
I heard you fucked some shit up, so.
But Santa Claus liked me, okay? I always left the best cookies, so. The best cookies.
The best.
Get your mind out of the gutter,
No,
Mr.
yeah,
Steve.
no, we did. We went and saw it when it went into theaters. But,
in 2015.
In 2015. In the year of our Lord 2015. 2015.
And you know what? It's kind of a modern classic.
I loved it, Dolores. I really did.
Oh, we're doing Dolores and D right now.
Yeah, we have some alter egos.
We have those are our. We're not getting into our New Jersey alter egos.
But that's
middle-aged lady alter egos.
But yes, we're gonna cover that whole movie.
Well, let's cover it. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's cover
me. Cover them.
Cover you. So here we go. The movie starts, and when it starts at the beginning,
and when it starts at the very beginning,
we see a crowd going crazy. It's like holiday sale run amok.
Yes.
Okay, it's like think Black Friday on steroids.
Yes, people are just being savage.
You know what? It's actually not far from the truth. So it's not very exaggerative.
We ourselves saw people camping out to go to a Best Buy.
Best Buy, a couple 2 nights before Black Christmas. There was a guy already tents out.
But yes, I mean, he was no joke. So I can't imagine if it was the evening of and everybody's trying to run in and.
So we see this happening. So we see this crazy scene.
I mean, people are being trampled in this scene.
And all while hearing, have yourself. Is that the right song?
It's beginning to look like Christmas.
Yep, it sure is. Mm-hmm. People are fighting over toys.
So it's the most wonderful time of year. We see the biggest brutality.
And we're kind of introduced to our characters during this montage.
Yes.
You see a little boy fighting. You see a young teen girl taking a picture and laughing. You see a mom and dad, played by Toni Collette and Adam Scott, running towards the kids. And then they get home. And then the montage is over and you see that family come into their house.
Yes.
And they are pissed at each other.
Yeah, they're your average dysfunctional high middle class family. They live in a nice neighborhood and
nice house.
Yeah, they have a nice house. It's
like
over decorated. It's like Martha Stewart on steroids, like they say in the.
And the auntie says that later in the movie.
So it's a nicely decorated Christmas house, and they're all in there screaming at each other over like fighting in the mall, and
yeah, they're mad about the fight in the mall. Their little boy's worried about Christmas.
Little boy's name is Max. And the daughter's name is Beth.
Short for Bethany.
I mean, yeah, I guess we don't ever find that out, so it's weird. Yeah, short for Bethany. Yeah, and then there's like Tom, and the wife is
Toni Collette.
Yeah, is Toni Collette is Sarah. So they're the four, and then they have the German grandma. They're Ami.
Well, it's the dad. Yeah, it's it would be Max and Bethany's grandma lives with them, but she's this old German broad.
Yes.
Who doesn't speak English.
Yeah, well, she's not speaking any English that we can hear. She's speaking all in German.
She's not speaking English yet.
And she's making some cookies and kind of just like listening to Max, because obviously everybody seems to be mad at him.
He's like, I just want Christmas to be like it used to.
Yeah, why can't we just all get along, and why can't Mom and Dad love each other?
Doesn't he write a note to Santa Claus?
Yeah, he's gonna write a note to Santa Claus asking him that very thing, like, can you
make everyone just get along,
make my family happy? And we're also like hearing during this time the mom and dad, Toni Collette and Adam Scott, or whatever his name is, they're like talking because they're complaining to each other about the fact that her sister's coming to stay.
Yeah.
Her sister Linda and her family's coming, and then kind of like all of a sudden we hear like the sound of like a big truck revving its engine. Their house is like shaking.
Oh, they're here.
It's like, oh, they've arrived.
In walks Hee-Haw.
Yeah.
A bunch of hillbillies coming.
Yeah.
So they're your modern blue collar family.
Yes, they're your guns, God, and gluttony kind of family. And they have like, okay, so that family consists of Linda, which is the sister.
Sarah's sister.
Yeah. And then there's Howard,
who is Sarah's husband.
Yes,
or not Sarah's husband.
He's played by David Koechner.
Yeah, he's hilarious too.
He's been in other things like Anchorman and stuff. But and they have like their son, Howie Jr., and then Stevie and Jordan are their like twin girls that might, be tomboyish.
They dress like boys.
Yeah, and then there's the baby Chrissy, and then they bring their like dog with them.
And their dog. Oh, and then they have an extra surprise.
The surprise comes walking in the door.
They bring what's the aunt's name?
Aunt Dorothy.
Aunt Dorothy.
And she is just like your boozy, ultra critical, uncouth, rude, annoying.
And like Sarah and them weren't expecting it. They are not happy about it.
She's like, what the fuck, Linda? I mean, actually, she doesn't say that because like it's like a PG-13 movie, so.
So she says like, what?
What the freak?
What the frack?
What the freak, Linda? So, Linda's like, I'm sorry I couldn't leave her. Like, it's Christmas.
So.
And then
it's a full house.
So their big house just got really small with all these like extra people.
It got really small and extra dysfunctional.
Next on Mari Polish. And then our next scene is this like family dinner where everybody is sitting down eating Sarah's wonderful food that Aunt Dorothy is being really critical over.
It's a really great scene. It's like the most dysfunctional Christmas dinner ever.
Everybody at the table got an attitude.
Everybody at the table has some shit to spill. Oh, I'm hitting some shit on the car.
But why are you touching buttons, bitch? You button bitch.
I accidentally touched a button.
Okay, so yes, and this is the dinner scene where Max's letter gets found by the two cousins.
Remember that letter we were just telling you about? Well, it came back into play.
Yeah, remember, guys? Remember? Do you remember?
Remember?
And so they find this letter to Santa and they read it off him because they're
humiliating,
trying to be, like, assholes.
Yeah, they're being asshole cousins.
And their dad's even like, oh, like this was real funny, even though it's like sad.
Yeah, he's like a redneck machismo.
Yeah. He's
You
like,
know.
"These are my son and my kids
Yeah.
and football."
Yeah, that's true. His son lets out this awful belch.
It is a grotesque sound that emits
And he
from
goes,
his
"That's
mouth.
my boy."
Yeah. I mean, he is proud of it.
So it's one of those families, right?
Yes.
Okay, you know what I'm saying.
And so the letter gets read, and everybody finds out what Max is really feeling inside, and it's very humiliating to him. So he runs upstairs and takes his letter, and he's like, "Fuck Christmas!" Like he like.
Well, first there's like an all-out brawl.
Yes.
They're like throwing themselves over the table, knocking each other over, food's flying, fists are flailing. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's an all-out brawl down at the Christmas
And
table.
then Max is like, "I hate you all. I'm going upstairs.
Every one of you.
I'm angsty."
And then I slam the door.
And he tears up his letter to Santa.
Yes, he tears his letter up, throws it out the window, and wishes that that his family
But go.
would just go away.
Him and Kevin McAllister from Home Alone have a lot in common.
Yes.
They both have shitty cousins, and they both want their families to go away. See, I made a connection.
Yep, Home Alone. You made a Home Alone connection. During the Christmas time, Josh likes to make Home Alone connections.
Yeah. It's kind of my thing.
It's kind of his thing. Don't judge him for it. Okay, so moments after Max throws that letter out the window and it's taken away by a gust of wind, in just barrels in this huge big storm, and it dumps tons of snow.
It dumps?
It takes a huge dump on that little neighborhood.
Yeah, a dump of snow.
A dump of snow.
Not a brown dump. That would just been gross. That'd been a whole other movie.
That's like a brown noise.
Brown noise.
But it's in a major power outage happens. So like
Yes.
all of a sudden there's no power whatsoever that they could see.
Mm-hmm. It's like the next day. It's
They
like
wake
morning.
up.
And they're like, "Oh my gosh, we don't have power." And the little Max is like, "Hey, there's these creepy snowmen in our yard."
Yes.
And Mom and Dad are frankly a little like, it's just a snowman, Max.
Well, yeah, I guess they're assuming that maybe other people got out and made snowmen that morning.
But
and,
I still would have been like, well, who was in our yard
yeah,
building
making
a
a snowman in our yard. Like, don't
Yeah.
you have your own fucking yard?
And why are they creepy?
Yeah, they are. They do look like they're snowmen, but they have like human characteristics.
Yeah, Michael
to them.
Dougherty definitely has a style. Like comparing this to Trick or
Trick or
Treat,
Treat.
his production design is it flows. He has an aesthetic.
Oh, he has an aesthetic?
He's an auteur. Okay?
I agree.
He has a distinct voice.
Yes, he does.
Can't wait to see what else he'll do. Anyways.
Yeah, so he's like, "Hey, we got these snowmen," and nobody seems to care. And also, the like DHL UPS guy like arrives.
Yeah, drops off some packages, and he's like, "Hey, it is crazy out there. A lot of the roads are down. I barely got through this neighborhood." And then Bethany comes downstairs, and she's like, "Hey, Mom and Dad."
Hold on, wait. But when he
Wait,
drops
no.
off stuff, he's like, "Hey, you also have like another
Oh,
bag
yes.
sitting here
There
full
is
of
a
gifts."
big old like Santa-looking bag.
Yeah, an actual bag that looks like it might have been just dropped off by the man in red.
And Howard and Linda, is that her name?
Yes.
They both
Yeah,
make a
the
joke
sister.
like, "Oh, they're always getting stuff for free. Rich folk always get everything for free."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then Bethany comes down.
Yes, and
she's-
then the teenage.
Yeah, teenage Bethany. I like to call her Bethany.
Her name is Beth.
She comes down. She's like, "Hey, Mom and Dad, I'm horny. I want to get high with my boyfriend. We were just talking on Skype, and I'm gonna walk over there. Okay?"
I'm horny and I want to get high.
Well, he had like a bong.
Well, I know.
And he was like, "Come on over."
I'm horny and I want to get high. I mean, yeah, you summed it up. So,
I'm
thanks.
horny and I want to get high, Mom.
Yeah,
and
and
Dad.
they like have this moment where they're like, no, it's like they have a moment where you're like, yeah, that she needs to stay indoors, and they're like, no, we were gonna be good parents and say absolutely not
And
because it looks terrible outside.
And then Adam Scott's like, "But we need to further the plot. She needs to leave."
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's like, well, no, someone's got to go though. So he's like,
Someone's
yeah,
got to be first in this movie.
I understand your teenage loins are just,
Yeah.
yeah,
'Cause
let's get you.
Up to this point, it's just been a Christmas movie.
Yes.
You know, and a good one at that, even.
You don't really even have like any ominous.
Yeah, the family
tones.
dynamic is so good that you're just with it, even though for it's been 20 minutes maybe and nothing scary has happened.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, Bethany is gonna set it off.
Yeah, she's like, okay, gotta go, bitches. Bye.
See you never.
Yeah. So she starts, and this is a really awesome.
Yeah, it's really
fun
creepy.
Scene.
Because she's walking in the woods, it's bright like it is when it's snowy. You know how the sun reflects off the snow and it's all bright. And then things start to get a little dark, and then the sky just turns very dark.
Very gray. And she starts looking around at the neighborhood because she realizes, like, there's literally nobody
Nothing.
else outside. And the homes are starting to kind of look disheveled.
And even scary, like long icicles hanging down.
Yeah.
And they're starting to look very...
But windows look broken, and it's just like, what's happening?
And she hears sleigh bells.
Yes, she does hear sleigh bells, and she starts looking around up at the sky, and she sees on the rooftop of one of the
big-ass beast.
Yeah, a big bitch.
She's like, I heard those sleigh bells ringling, jingling too, and then I see this beast on a roof.
And he is like, yeah, he's got huge horns that you can see, and he does have like a cape of some sort around him. And he looks like he's walking kind of like on haunches, like hooves. And then he notices her.
He's part big-ass goat.
He's like a half goat, half man.
He's half person, half big-ass goat.
Yeah, but don't judge him, okay? Because he needs to be loved too. So, like, don't get your judging shoes on.
He has Christmas dreams also, okay?
He's got a Christmas boot.
He's got a wishing boot.
So she sees him up there on the rooftop, and she starts walking, and then she's running, and then she sees that he's also jumping, leaping.
He's running and leaping from house to house.
Onto the rooftops to, like, get to her. It's scary. You're like,
it's a cool little chase scene, because they're both running, but he's running parallel to her, like, jumping over these roofs and landing hard, and it makes this cool, like, boom, every time he lands.
Snow's all falling off of the rooftop.
And she runs, and she sees that mail carrier that was just at the house, and she runs up to the car, and he's dead inside.
He's frozen
inside. He is frozen stiff.
He was, I guess, scared maybe, because he looked very frightened. His face was frightened.
He looked frightened, and he looked cold.
Real cold. He was blue.
He needs a blanket.
Maybe he needs a heating unit.
Heating pads would be nice.
And she's like, shit, and ducks down and crawls underneath the van, or the, like, DHL truck.
And all of a sudden, she's hiding. You see the hoofs walking around. She's like, oh my god, I gotta be quiet.
Like, what is this? And why is there a reindeer out?
And all of a sudden, the hoofs fly up into the sky, we assume. And she's like, oh shit.
She said, maybe I'm safe?
Yeah, and then she hears a little noise, and she looks over. There's a Jack in the Box.
Yeah, it's that noise that's often associated.
That winding of the Jack in the Box, and then we don't see what pop. Or no, we do. We see that little clown.
Him come out, and it's just like a tiny little clown that comes out, but then it attacks her, and we don't really see all of that. It's more insinuated. We see above the camera is above the truck, and it's kind of like moving, jostling around.
And we cut back to the house after this, and Mom and Dad, everyone's worried. Like, where is Bethany?
Now all of a sudden they're like, maybe it wasn't a good idea that we let her go out in this blizzard.
They're like, yeah, it might not have been. So Howard and Dad, right?
Yeah, they decide we're gonna go look for her and look around and see what's going on. Like, we haven't even heard from anyone all day, and the power's still out. And nobody's notifying us. There's no salt trucks out. So let's go look.
See what the hell is happening?
And Howard is like, yeah, we'll take my truck because it'll make it through all the snow, because I don't drive a Prius, I have a Hummer.
But then they have to walk, right? Aren't they walking at this point?
But he goes to the truck because he gets the guns.
The guns, yeah. And so they're going through the neighborhood, and they noticed all the houses looking like they've exploded almost. Yeah. So they finally get to Beth's boyfriend's house, and they're like, oh, this house is fucked up.
Yeah, they went searching. They went to the boyfriend's house, and they found the chimney, and it looked like a gas line explosion.
The house was like all covered already with snow.
And they hear her screaming.
Yeah, Beth Bethany is screaming in the distance.
And so they're like, holy shit. And
she's screaming, help!
They start running out, and they're running through, like, the snow is, like, waist high, it seems, in points. And all of a sudden, Howard gets pulled under from the snow, and he is being dragged by something we can't see.
So Adam Scott's got to come to the rescue.
Yeah.
And they've kind of had, like, this, like, dichotomy between them. Like, Howard's the tough redneck.
Tom's, like, progressive liberal dad.
Yeah. Kind of, you might think it's like a wuss.
Yeah.
But here he comes. He rises to the occasion. He helps Howard, and he shoots at whatever the little beast thing is.
Yeah, and it at least lets him go.
It reminds me of Tremors a lot.
It does, yeah.
It's like, seems like a worm or something under the snow grabbing them.
And it bit him.
Yes, it bit his leg, right?
Yeah, it like really bit him. So they have to stop what they're doing, and the search for Beth has to stop. And they are also scared because like, what the hell is just grabbing at him? So they run back to the house, and on their way, they see the Hummer has like exploded.
Yes.
It's like on fire, and they're like, holy shit! Like that was going to be their ride.
Yeah,
their
that's
way
how they were
out.
going to get out of there.
And so they end up back in the house, and now they've scared everybody because here they're back in, and he's bleeding. And
but they don't want to explain anything in front of the kids.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Aunt Dorothy, take the kids into the other room. She's like, I don't want to. And they're like, do it, old bitch. And she's like,
and then she's like, okay, fine, I'm going to give them vodka.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to teach them how to make peppermint schnapps. And they're like, whatever, just go. And so they kind of let Linda and Sarah know what's going on.
Yeah. Which is, as the moms, they're both just like, oh my
gosh, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, and she's also like, no, Beth is still out there. My daughter's still there. And they're like, well, we can't do anything because it's now like super dark outside. It seems almost like nighttime. Has come early, yeah.
They're like, we just need to board up the windows, hunker down. So that's what they do, and they look cold, so they're all sleeping in the living room together.
Everybody is, yeah. It's kind of cute. They're all surrounded by the fireplace, and Naomi has been telling everybody, like, we need to make sure that this fireplace always stays lit.
Yes.
And she's been taking it as her responsibility, but...
Yeah. Howard was like, I'll take the night shift. I'll stay up and make sure the fire stays lit, and I'll keep an eye out. But what does Howard do? He falls asleep, and the fire goes out.
And this is when...
Oh, I love this.
The fun begins.
You see a long hook on a chain come down the chimney, and you're like, what? It has jingle bells connected to it. And then you see a little gingerbread man come down. And it's very much like I was saying earlier, like, the director has a distinct style. If you were to compare, like I said, this to Trick or Treat, it's seamless.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like Halloween went into Christmas.
Yes, they exist almost in the same universe. Yeah, they are definitely good complements to each other in this like world of exaggeration. But
the big boy,
the Howard Jr.
Howard Jr.
hears it and wakes up, and he's sees
like, cookie.
it. Yeah, he's like, oh, there's just like a cookie on a hook out the chimney.
It's like, I guess I'll eat it.
Because I'm a big fat kid, so that's what I'll do.
And what does it do? He bites his head, and that thing gets pissed off, and it grabs the chain, wraps him up, and they start hoisting him up the chimney. His screams wake the family.
Is the kid that plays Howie Jr. also the kid that gets his head cut off in Trick or Treat? Are those the same kids?
You know what? It might be.
I think they are the same.
I'd
have to look at it. But I'm not, I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's the same boy. So there's another way that they like might have connected them, if that's true. And also if our listeners out there have listened, we've covered Trick or Treat before, so
yes. Episode 7,
I believe, yeah.
So go listen, it's good.
But here he is, just like being yanked up the chimney, but he's a little chubby, so it's taken some time.
They all wake up. Toni Collette, Sarah's the first to spring into action.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta get my nephew.
She grabs his feet. She's getting pulled up. Everyone's grabbing her, trying to pull her out. The little thing's laughing in her face.
Yes, and she's getting freaked the fuck out.
She's like, there's a cookie screaming at me.
Yeah, she's now the like only other person that has seen the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man.
That's a Robert Altman film.
I mean, it really is.
But it's not about a real gingerbread man.
It's not, okay.
Anyways.
But while this is all happening, The fire went out, but those logs were still hot, and she's kicking the logs out from the chimney, and they light the presents and the tree on fire.
It goes ablaze.
It is chaos in this living room.
So Max rushes and grabs the fire extinguisher, gets it out. They get Tony Collette pulled out, but little Howard Jr. gets sucked up the chimney.
Yeah, and he's
gone. His shoe falls down, hits his dad on the head.
And this is the part where Omi tells
Let me tell you what is
Omi
happening.
tells a story in English.
Yes, and they're like, "Oh, I knew that bitch knew English," is what Dorothy says. You're like, "Oh, Dorothy, you're saying everything the audience is thinking."
And it's an animated sequence.
Yeah, it's a really cool, like, stop motion animated sequence too. And it's pretty cool. She tells them about how Krampus came and took her family away.
Yes, and that it's a curse on her family, and this is why she thinks that Krampus is almost like here to get her, and that Krampus comes to people that disrespect Christmas and take away the meaning of it, and that her family and everybody in there are disrespecting the season, and it ain't no good.
And it ain't no good to me.
And so Omi, as she's telling this story about her being a young girl, she reveals, like, out of her pocket, it just, like, happens, that she has this ornament, this little bauble, that has Krampus's name on it, and she's like, he gave it to me, and he took my parents, but he spared me, and he gave this to me as a reminder. And so, here you go, bitches, I'm telling the truth. And so, nobody really even believes her.
Like, whatever, Granny.
Yeah.
We just saw Cookie come down our chimney and steal our nephew, but we're not going to believe your story.
Yeah, no, you're making up lies. And so the dad, Howie's dad, he's like, fuck this, I'm leaving. And he walks out the door, but right in front of him is a snowman that's been built, and it looks a lot like Howie Jr. And so, he's like, like scared of it, and we see these like elves that are like hiding behind all the other
they're
snowmen.
Not cute little.
No, they're like demonic possessed.
Santa's
looking.
worker elves. They are like from hell.
Yeah, they're all covered in rags and.
Yeah, their faces are scary.
Make really scary sounds that are really scary. I can't think of like another adjective to describe the sound.
Get a thesaurus.
I know. Right now, it's not the time, though, Josh.
So they decided, well, we're not going anywhere, I guess.
We're all staying in.
And is this when they go up to the attic?
Well, yeah. Okay, so they kind of clean up what's happened with the fire, and they take the presents up to the attic.
Yeah.
And the mom, Linda, that just lost Howie. I know it's a little confusing because we have like two moms, but. The mom of Howie, she's like putting presents up in the attic because they're destroyed. But the present is making a sound almost like it's alive.
Yeah.
But then she gets coaxed back downstairs to like come up with a plan on what to do. And so those presents are all sitting upstairs in the attic. And as the parents are devising a plan on what they're going to do to get help, Stevie and Jordan, the tomboy cousins, the twins, they hear what they think is Beth up in the attic.
Beth,
they get
why are you
coaxed.
hiding up there, Beth?
She's like, oh, I don't know. Come up here and I'll tell you. And they're like, okay. Like, we're not going to just turn around and be like, she's up here, guys.
Yeah, don't tell or holler for your family that's been looking for her all day.
So they go upstairs and they are attacked by all the presents that are up there in the attic. And the parents hear them, and they run up there, and it's just another, like, episode of chaos happening.
Yeah, it's like this huge jack-in-the-box that is, like, the creepiest thing, is eating one of the girls, you see.
Yeah, the mouth is disgusting.
Yeah, it's really creepy, and the body's all huge, like it's been eating people.
And, it's all engorged. It's like, it looks almost like a worm tail.
Yeah, it's connected to the box.
Yes, and he's really gross. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then there's like this crazy angel.
Yeah, it's like
Tony
this
Collette,
demonic-looking angel that the sisters had been fighting over earlier. They were like, "Wait a second, you've had Mom's angel the whole time." So it comes back to get them.
Yeah.
And there's a robot toy
and a bear.
The The bear is so creepy.
And then downstairs, Howard is getting attacked by more gingerbread men with a nail gun.
Yes.
They're shooting at him. It's a really fun scene. And he gets his gun and tries to shoot them. But finally their dog
comes in and
eats the gingerbread man.
Just in the nick of time, too.
Yeah, it's just like 5 minutes of full-on chaos and fighting off creepy Christmas-themed monsters.
And the worm thing kind of like gets away in a ventilation shaft, like up in the attic when all the chaos is going on. And so they follow it downstairs because it's got one of the kids at this point.
Yes.
It's eaten another child. And so they're like, oh shit, let's follow it, and they get down there, and then it's so big that it cracks open and falls through the ceiling and falls on top of people. And it's actually Aunt Dorothy who ends up kind of like saving the moment.
Yeah.
And she's found the gun. The gun's always like in reach for them to be able to like, and she shoots at that worm thing. But then all the elves come like running into the house.
And it's, again, terrifying. Because they're scary. And then this is when we get Krampus comes in, doesn't he?
Yeah, like Krampus is showing up, like the elves are taking everybody.
Yeah, the elves are grabbing people.
There are people that aren't being taken by the elves though, and they're with Omi. They're like kind of like hiding or whatever, and they're hearing like Krampus like up on the roof and stuff, and she's like, no, you guys have got to go. You've got to seek shelter. Like, I'm gonna hold out. And they're like, no, you're gonna go with us. And then she tricks them and she stays.
Yes. And
she meets Krampus, and we, as the audience, like, we see Krampus for the first time.
He comes down and he sticks his long, stinky finger in her face and is like, sniff it.
He's like, smell this. It smells like your mother's vagina. And she's like, that's not very nice. No, he doesn't say that.
I like that. That's not very nice.
That's not very. Well, she's always a very pleasant little Omi.
She is.
And we don't see it, but we know that Omi meets her in. Krampus was there.
He's like, look at my bag, look at my sack.
Look at my look at my sack, look at my sack. Same difference, right?
Right.
But it's Tom and Sarah and Linda and Max and one of the tomboy cousins that didn't get taken. They've escaped. And
they're running through the snow trying to make it to another car, right?
Yes, and this is another like Trimmers-esque scene because people are just getting knocked off as they're trying to make it to the DHL truck. And it ends up just being Max and Stevie. It's the cousin that does it's the leftover cousin basically. Last cousin. And in a deleted scene also of this scene, he finds like some candy or whatever Max does in the car, and in it is Sam's. It was like leftover Halloween candy or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's Sam's sucker. So that's another. But it didn't make it into the movie. But it's just like another way that he was like I think trying to connect the films. But
cool.
So if you guys get to watch it on DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever, definitely
watch that deleted scene.
Watch all those fun things, and there's also a lot of stuff on YouTube that talks about little Easter eggs and stuff all throughout the film. But I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so they're stuck in the DHL truck, just the two of them, and this is only taking minutes or seconds because the elves find them, and the cousin gets taken.
And Max doesn't, though. He gets away.
No, he seems to like be making it through everything. The elves are almost like not interested.
He's our sole survivor.
He is going to be the sole survivor. Yeah. So he ends up actually like
facing off with
Krampus.
He finds Krampus and like his whole gang. They're like doing some ritual, like they're doing something to do with something.
They always something.
There's like a big bonfire, right?
Yeah, well, what happens is he has gotten Omi's bauble ornament that says Krampus on it, and he throws it at Krampus, and is like,
give me my family back.
Yeah, he's like, I want my fucking family back!
I want my fambigly!
I really want my fucking fambigly! But he's not saying the F word because it's still a PG-13 movie. And Krampus is like, oh, you want your family? I mean, Krampus never says a word, but
you little titty baby.
You're like a little baby. You want your family back? Oh, poor little puss. And So he throws the ornament at Krampus, and it melts the snow and opens up the gates of hell.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, great.
Like, I just went from bad to worse. And Krampus is like, you's a bitch. You's always been a bitch. I'm going to throw you.
You're hating on Christmas.
Yeah, like, it's all your fault. He gives him the letter, like the torn up pieces of letter. He's like, I found this drifted in the snow because you's a hoe, and I'm going to give it back. And then it seems that he pushes him into the fires of hell. And we're like, oh, that's how that's it. That's the end of the movie, right?
You think so. You think so. But then, surprise!
Surprise! Max wakes up in his bed.
He wakes up with a fright. It's it's almost like he had a night terror.
It's almost as if it was all a really bad dream.
And he's like, oh shit, I'm still alive. My family is good.
He can hear them downstairs, and he runs down there, and everybody's like, Max, we've been waiting to open up Christmas gifts. Get down here, baby boy.
We love you, Max.
Come sit by your mommy, big man.
We love you, Max.
So they all start passing out presents, and he's so happy. His face, he's elated. He is like, my family's back, my family. I got it. I got my family back.
Yay.
And he opens up a present. He's
and
like, who could this be from?
Let them guess. What do you guys think it is? What do you think?
Everybody's watching him open the gift.
Oh, you're right. It's
and
that Krampus bauble.
A Krampus ornament. And then everybody's looking at him, and then everybody gets this look on their face.
Wait, I kind of remember.
And you can hear in the distance screams and like the sounds that had just like happened the night before, the jingles and stuff.
Don't they go look out the window?
No, they're all still sitting there, and the camera pulls
back
like
out through the window, and just keeps pulling back and back and back.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's in a snow globe, and Krampus is holding the snow globe.
And he puts it on a shelf.
He puts it on a shelf and walks away. And I feel like we're left with a couple of different...
Guys, they are stuck in a snow globe.
Are they stuck in a snow globe? Or is this Krampus' way of always keeping an eye on them? Now he has, like, a snow globe that he can go and look into their world or something.
They stuck in a snow globe.
Or they stuck in a snow globe. I don't know. I feel like they're... From reading online, there's a couple of different interpretations.
She read online.
I read online, guys. I'm like an online girl.
So we're getting closer to Tulsa town.
Well, the movie's over.
Yeah, movie's over. Credits roll. We're all happy and like scared and
those
feeling
like
good.
Toys jumped up one more time to give us a scare.
Feeling good about the scare we just felt.
The scare we just felt.
I had that going, and then
it went away. Well, we are about to be in Tulsa.
Yep. So we're gonna go to this German Christmas market. I'm gonna keep my eye out for some Krampus.
I know. If we find anything, we'll make sure to take pictures and be naughty and see if we can get on Krampus' good list.
Yeah.
See if he'll come give me a licking with that big old tongue in it.
You don't want no licks. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you in just a minute.
Don't want no licks. Bye.
Bye. Hey, and we're back.
We had so much fun. It was just German
Christmas
Christmas time.
It was the most wonderful time of the year.
God.
Isn't that how you say it in German?
I don't even know if I heard what you said in your fake German.
It was real German.
It was fierce gruffness.
It was real fake German. So, yes, we're heading back from Tulsa right now, Tulsa town.
Yeah, Tulsa City.
And we actually had a good time. We
Enjoyed
honestly...
the hell out of ourselves.
Guys, honestly, we didn't know if it was going to be shitty or
we didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, we really didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So it kind of met our expectations plus some.
Exceeded it.
Yes, because we didn't have any.
Yeah, but they were just low. They weren't there. I didn't know what to think. I just went in and was like, well, damn.
It was like at the German American Center in Tulsa.
Yeah.
And it looked like a big church, like an old church. Like it had been a church.
It
keep saying
it
church.
looked like a little chapel sanctuary
and
that we were in. And
packed with people.
There
packed with booze, with crafts.
Lots of things and Hummels and
lots of German stuff, German food, German chocolates. I got these cool little, they're like chocolate liquors bottles.
Yes,
for
that
New
we're
Year's
going to be
Eve.
popping later.
Yeah, later in the
month.
last night of the year.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, we got little German treats.
We ate schnitzel sandwiches and had potato pancakes.
With applesauce.
And we got roasted, or candied, what do they call them? Glazed.
Yeah, glazed pecans, but
almonds.
we had that wine. That was like...
That's the best part.
Warmed with cloves and cinnamon.
What do they call it? Like Björneswein.
Would you stop? It's like Glugenheimer's wine or something.
Anyways, it's like spiced hot red wine.
You are being a fierce little German over there.
It was good. It tasted, you could tell
it was
they had
wonderful. You could smell it right when you walked in.
Yeah, it was like cinnamon and
Cloves
orange and
oh,
cloves.
it was yum.
But you know what? I was kind of in my head like, I'm going to have a few of these.
Oh.
But after you get it, it's so spicy.
It is like
and sweet and
sit
rich.
on your palate. Yeah, like how
I'm a little
taste.
I'm a little under the weather, got a little sore throat, and it was perfect for that.
You are right. It was warmy, yummy in your tummy, but then we were enclosed with a lot of other people, and then it started to get a little overheated.
We were a little buzzed.
Yeah, I was a little tip.
So the lady even let me go behind and film the pecan maker making all that yummy stuff.
Yeah, she did.
She was like, "Come back here and you take that photo.
Look at this. This is how I'm working."
She's like, "I should put ice cream on this."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hell yeah, lady, you're speaking my language."
We were just chit-chatting with all the vendors, looking at their little trinkets.
Yeah, we found some beautiful artwork, but of course it was really expensive. And then everything that was nicely priced, I didn't want. So, it was really fun.
Yes.
Saw lots of
quilts.
Live music. There was like a harpist and a pianist. And someone playing, was it the cello?
I believe you are correct.
And that was just beautiful. And we just sat and enjoyed our
merry tunes.
The funny thing was, we ordered schnitzel sandwiches, and it came without like a top bread. And Justine saw people with brown top. She's like, "What's up?" They're like, "Oh, you gotta pay extra for the top piece of bread." We're like, "What in the fucking hell is that?" You gotta pay for a top piece of bread.
Well, they advertised this as a schnitzel sandwich, and I mean, it was great schnitzel.
And I'm fine with an open face sandwich, but we saw other people
with sandwich. So I'm thinking sandwich, 2 pieces of bread with something sandwiched in the middle. But that is,
I guess it's a German thing.
Yeah.
It's open faced.
Open face sandwich we liked.
Oh, they had sauerkraut, which we didn't have, and bratwurst.
It smelled so yummy.
All kinds of yummy German pastries. Yeah, when you walked in, it was like, bam, Christmas, bam, good smells, bam, everything.
Bam! Who the hell are you?
Bam!
Bam! German, bam!
It was, I'm just saying it was very in your face.
Yeah, I was just like pleasantly surprised by everything, and it was a wonderful family atmosphere.
But, Justine.
Yes.
We did not see any Krampus.
No, we didn't see anything. I mean, I was looking too, like.
Her hawk eyes.
I was trying to find some Krampus, but they did not have any.
But speaking of Krampus, Justine looked it up. The little boy is not the same boy.
Yeah, no. When I started thinking about it, I was like, those movies are like 8 years apart. That kid would have grown up.
Yeah, he would. So no.
I was so eager to make connections, even where they aren't. But I think, at least he liked that look of like an annoying kid that looked like that. Or something aesthetically stuck with him. So.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, so, here I go. Okay. Are we going to do favorite scene now, or scenes?
Well, yeah, let's just go with your flow. Go with your Aunt Flo.
Oh, no thanks.
Yeah, favorite scenes. You want me to start?
Sure.
You want me to start?
Since you're volunteering, you may start.
Okay, I'm gonna pick my favorite scene is gonna be Beth and her like getting to see Krampus on the rooftops and that whole chase. It's like a chase scene, and it's you think she's almost safe, and then that creepy little trinket Jack in the Box gets her, mauls her almost.
And I love how
it sets the movie off to be horrific. You know, like, that's where it starts being really scary. This is how it starts to be a scary, horrific movie.
And I love how that Jack in the Box is humongous by the end.
Because
of the film.
it has consumed
it keeps eating
everybody. Yeah. I mean, he definitely was getting stuff for the Christmas holiday.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great
And we still
scene.
don't get to actually see, you know, Krampus's face. It's like silhouettes, see him from afar, just the hooves.
You know, and when we do see his face, he's creepy.
Yeah, he is.
They all look almost, even the elves, almost look like they have these masks and things on their
Yeah.
face.
It's almost like their skin's like petrified into a certain position. It's like they don't really.
It's really cool. Really
his tongue
creepy.
is like always out, and it's moving like it's just like so big it doesn't fit in his mouth. It's.
And everyone's trying to make out with him.
Yeah, because like everyone in this movie is like kind of like horny. Horny Heathers for like the holidays.
Oh my gosh. Holiday horny Heathers.
Make an alliteration.
Yeah, lots of H sounds.
Oh.
Okay, so my favorite scene.
Oh, what's your favorite scene?
You know, my favorite is when the gingerbread men come down the chimney the first time.
And get Howie.
And get Howard Jr.
Yeah.
Something about that, how it starts off. I like the beginning of the scene where they're all falling asleep and the iPad is on playing a Christmas movie. Or no, is it a song that's playing? It's one or the other.
Well, they are watching a movie at one point, but yeah, I think it is just holiday music playing.
And then the
iPad, Silent Night is playing.
And then it goes off, and it just keeps building, and
it's very
the
quiet.
chain with the hook comes down, and when you first see...
Yeah, when you see those embers go out.
Yeah, you're like,
in the fireplace.
It starts off real, really creepy, and then ends up just hysterical, and every sense of the word, like everyone's freaking out. It's funny, it's scary.
Yeah, the gingerbread are like kind of like minions, like little army boys in a way. They go in and do all the dirty grunt work, and like, it was like Mission Impossible when he like came down and was like scanning from the chimney to see where he was.
Gets his head bitten off and he starts screaming and like
he's
gets
like,
angry.
What?
Attacks Howard.
Yeah, that
and
kid.
Toni Collette really sells that scene too. Like she is flipping out.
Very scared.
She's like screaming, bug-eyed.
Well, she doesn't know what's like. All of a sudden, she just sees like her nephew's like in the chimney being pulled up, so she's just grabbing onto him, like has no idea. And then she sees the little gingerbread guy.
Yeah.
And she is scared.
The funny thing about that scene, though, once he does get sucked up, nobody goes outside to like, they're up on the roof.
Yeah, he does. His dad does, like right afterwards. And then like he walks out and Howie Jr. is already a snowman.
But isn't that like just even minutes later, like no one rushes outside, I feel like.
Because I think that's when Omi tells her story. So I mean,
so there's like time has passed before he
maybe
runs
there's like
outside.
15 minutes or something.
That's what I mean. No one's like, they just took him off the roof, run, let's get him.
Maybe they're just scared.
Yeah, they're scared.
Probably had no idea. They just saw their son get sucked up a chimney. And Toni Collette's not telling anybody that she saw a gingerbread man taking Howie up. So, it's probably like she's in shock. And
I do love when they come back later and are attacking Howard with the nail gun.
Oh my gosh.
And he has to protect himself with the cutting board. And they
the gingerbread men are funny.
Yeah, they're funny. I love it. I really like this
movie. Those are good scenes, and they're funny, scary, and it's a holiday. It's a really just all around good movie.
It's one of my new favorites to watch at Christmas time.
Yeah.
We saw it in the theater 2 years ago, and then this would be my...
And people might complain that like it's not rated R and it's not gruesome enough, but...
And that's my one complaint with it, but I'm starting to accept it. The more I watch it, I'm like, this is great how it is.
Yeah, and it makes it to where it could be like a scary movie your whole family could enjoy, and
almost,
not,
unless you got some pussies in your family.
Unless you got saying the P word over here, pussy.
Pussy.
Oh yeah. Krampus is, if you haven't seen it, see it, and then it'll be a new holiday classic for you.
Yep.
Yep.
Boo-coo.
Good dose of the alter ego almost of Santa Claus.
Yep.
It's
Keep saying
Santa's supposed to be just this warm, jolly guy who brings you what you want, and Krampus is this asshole
beast from hell
who brings you like death and destruction, and if you're lucky, you get a little ornament afterwards.
Yep. Or you get turned into a snow globe.
Yeah. Or I like the ending in a way because it leaves it open to interpretation. It's like they're either stuck or they did that all did happen, and now it's like a bad dream to them. But Krampus is keeping an eye on them.
Yeah.
But I like that it wasn't a happy ending the way that we know them to be.
They left it on the edge.
It was
a
little edgy.
A little edgy. Wasn't completely a happy ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Enjoy.
Knife rating. What's your knife rating? Tell me.
Knife rating.
Actually, I'm gonna go first.
Oh, jeez. Takeover time.
I'm gonna go 4 knives.
Oh, that's good. That's a good solid 4.
That's a really good rating, guys.
Yeah, that's my rating.
Because
that's what I was going to give it.
It's perfect for this time of year. Perfect for Christmas time. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a new classic. Maybe one day it'll be on Freeform, once known as ABC Family's 25 Days of Christmas.
Yes, I love watching that. It's the holiday times, yeah. So I'll give it a 4 as well. 4 knives for the Scrim Queens.
So 2 4 knives, which makes 8 knives total. I'm just kidding. But that is our scores. What do we have coming up for next month?
Next month, we are going to, I don't know why I'm saying it like that, Austin, Texas. We're going to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, part 2.
Part 2.
Sequel. We're going to go do some stuff down in Austin. You'll hear all about it next month.
Yeah, you'll hear all about it next
Texas
month.
Chainsaw Massacre 2 in Austin will be episode 24. We hope you enjoyed episode 23, Krampus.
I enjoyed it, Josh.
Trip to the Kinderschmackensmarkt.
The Christkindlmarkt. Yeah. Authentic German market is what it said, like, underneath it. So.
And we had a blast. We hope you guys have a very scary and wonderful holiday.
Mm-hmm. Happy holidays to everybody.
It's one of my favorite times of year to watch horror movies. There's so many great horror.
Indulge
Christmas
yourself
classics.
in the creepiness of Christmas.
Go watch some Gremlins. Go watch some Krampus, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Go watch it. Go have
see
fun.
it.
We love you.
We love you all. Follow us on all the social media things. ScreamQueensPodcast.com.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go find us.
We love you.
See you soon.
Happy holidays again. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.